Right, hey everybody. A busy day today. Hope yours has all been good as well. Okay, so Ludum Dare, unfortunately, the judging has been delayed still, so we'll have to wait a little longer to start playing Ludum Dare games. But that's fine, we can just work on Tactical Lizard. Oh wait, let me open Visual Studio. So yesterday I was a little perplexed trying to figure out how I was going to do the netcode. So I took some time this afternoon to think about it a bit. So I think I know where to start now. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to move this out because the ready check, like, the clients don't need to know which players are ready, they just need to know if all players are ready so they can proceed. So it's actually the server code that will keep that. So I think that's where I should start. So I'll actually have a separate folder here for the server. Okay, I already have something, so I'm gonna need to I don't know why my system takes so long to delete folders sometimes. Okay, yeah, so we have the folder, the server folder right here. Let's create that real quick. Got some other problem. Oh, I guess we don't need this. Well, maybe we'll use this function, but I'll just have it do that for now. Right. It's not going to reload. Okay. Now the server folder is here, which is what I wanted. So basically the server is going to be completely separate from the rest of the game. Yeah, and so it really won't use, it shouldn't ever use any data that's in the game logic. Okay, so this will be the server. This will basically just extend the game. Just like we did for the Tactical Lizard Tamer game. Oh, I was hoping it would just let me generate a constructor. one thing the server will do differently is, again, we'll have a bunch of different. We'll have the. Let me just grab it actually, because we'll pretty much use the same network tracker, I think. So I think I'll grab that code. So we'll go back to the moddable chess game. Trying to find the network tracker, is what we called it. Oh, here it is. Okay, so I think I'll just copy it, and then we'll strip out what we don't need. Here's this, I don't know, Unity link. They're gonna be a bit extra. Everything's incremented too much. One thing I might not do is have all these separate functions, because although it was kind of nice to make the game logic not have to care about these messages, it was also a little slow on productivity to have to try to make a function every time. Well, you need to my bit rate went way up, or my dashboard, but anyway. Alright, so we don't need this. Probably won't need that. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we don't need this anymore actually, because this was like a relic before I did the singleton method, so I'm gonna get rid of it. Yeah, mostly this is all we need. So I'm going to let different classes go ahead and register their own message callbacks so that we won't have to have this separate static class. But we will need to have a few callbacks for the client and server disconnections. Maybe I should rename this namespace instead of server. I should rename it like Netcode, because I noticed that this class is also serving the client, so yeah, I guess we'll do that now. I guess I probably could have another folder for server-specific scripts. So anyway, okay, so let's call this just put in, let's leave that validate as there for now. Oh yeah, it's not. Do this then. So press server start, that's to get these callbacks to work right, so that's fine. That's gonna conflict, so we'll call it start client callback. I should say client start callback. I'll start it all with client. We've got error. These aren't super helpful, but since Unity provides them, I might as well hook it up. Okay, and then the server has start, error, disconnect, and stop. There's also one when it gets a new connection. What is that? Okay, so I guess I exported that out somewhere. Okay, well I can add that back. public static action server start. I guess it would be this connect, so it would tell you. Oh. Yeah, the problem is that I don't have that callback here. I know that there was that. That one I must have just deleted it because we didn't use it in the model chess. Finally, this is server stop. And these all have an int argument because we want to send the connection ID. Okay, so if client start callback does not equal null, then we'll call it right here. Same thing with basically all these. And on the client, we don't really care about the connection ID because it should only be one to the server. Okay, I guess we do need to send this error code. Error callback. So we'll leave this. And client stop. Oops. Okay, so this is all the server stuff. Alright, so the reason we had to do this kind of roundabout is because I think this on start is called at a weird time or something. Oh, it's called before the handlers are set up. So I'll just leave it how it is. It's not gonna cause any problems really. Got the server error. And server disconnect. This one doesn't have the error code, of course. Okay, I'll delete that for now. And server stop. Oh yeah, we don't have a connection here. Okay, so I guess we'll keep these, and the new thing would be message key. Keep these debugs because they were really helpful. And we don't need any of this stuff. But I guess let's add a little helper function here. Oh, these should be static. And all these callbacks should be static. Oh, I did do it, thankfully. It's a public static void server register handler. So it's the message, and then so we need an action, int message base. So I guess we don't. We just need the message base because you can get the connection ID from the message. Okay. And should so one thing about this is that it automatically registered everything every time the client was created. So I guess we might need to have a dictionary of message code to handler. But probably not for the server. What does it not like? Oh, okay, it's not the message base, it's something else. Okay, and so register handler. I'm almost sure that we will need to re-register these. This would be cached handlers. So if, I guess we'll go ahead and set this cached instance cached handlers short message code equals handler, and then if instance client does not equal null, we'll go ahead and register right here. Short and the delegate. Okay, so here we just say instance client register handler message code. I'll just call this function right here. That's not what I wanted to do. And then back up here on start client. Yeah, we have the setup client handlers. We'll still need, but not like this. So at this point we just loop through and cached handlers. And we just register everything. The reason that I have to do this is because the client gets destroyed and recreated as the players get disconnected, but I don't really want my code to have to worry about it. So this object will take care of remembering all the handlers and re-registering. Okay, so I don't need any of these functions. Alright, still got an error. Alright, and we don't have to set up the server handlers because I'm pretty sure the server handlers just are persistent once you register them. Okay. So let's make a new server folder in here and we'll move this in there. Okay, so right now I just want to do the part where the game loads or the play scene starts. So it's a flow manager. So right here, when it's trying to move past the initialize, and basically it just needs to wait until all players are ready, or all players have loaded in. So the server needs to get a ready from every other machine connected to it. And in this game, since the server, well, even since the server is just like on the host machine, not somewhere else, and even if it was somewhere else, the server doesn't actually have any of the mods, so it can't really execute any game logic. So the server is mostly going to be just like a ferry to store information and send it out. I mean, and ferry like information across to different players. At least that's how I'm seeing it. But one thing I do want is, in the chess game, the server didn't really have a state, and so it kind of just relied on the clients being synchronized. So I think I will have a state in the server this time. We also just need the server controller. Server controller won't really need to implement the auto scene because I think the server will only ever have one controller. I'm just using this architecture since it has some infrastructure built in. So just setting up some stuff here. This game equals game. Don't really do anything here for now. Okay, so server would have like player profiles, so it would know which connection handles which player. Or rather, maybe we should name this like connection. And then we'll have a list of player IDs that are on this connection. Of course, the player ID would just be one human player plus however many AIs for the host. So that means server game should. I was gonna just put a list of connections in the components, but think it almost definitely will be better if I just have a connections class. And then we'll also have a boolean here for if it's the host connection or not. Actually, we don't need to do that because if it's a host connection, then the connection ID will be 0. So we'll have the static create function, so it plays well. And then we'll need a constructor here so it can instantiate the list. Which is not how that works. So this served equals new. Okay. So at some point this will need to get filled out in the lobby. But for now, I think I'll just have the server controller deal with it. So we'll need the server keys. And even if all the players are on one computer, then they'd still, we still want to have all the logic work as if they were online, because we don't want to have two different code paths. So yeah, the server code will still be running even if you're playing single player, is basically what I'm trying to say. That actually makes things easier, so. Okay, so let's add one new connection. CS list, add C. Okay, and the connection ID will be 0, and player served. Add 0 and add 1, because that'll be the AI player for now. And we know that connection ID will be 0 because it's a host. And then we also just want Unity link. So we want it to start. Oops, I didn't mean to close that off. Oh, I just pinned it. Oh, it's not static. Oh, I know the reason we did this is because we wanted the server callbacks to happen after the client callbacks. Okay. Okay, so we wanted to start a server. Set that for 1000. And I'll set up the connection ID. We won't worry about dealing with that all now. Okay, let's go into Unity. Oh, is it importing stuff? Alright, so we'll create the Unity link. I don't really use most of this. Let's see if any errors. No. Okay. So that's all good. Okay, so one thing I need to do is have this TLT game create the server game inside of it, basically. Okay, and then we'll override. No, we can't override the tick. I think that's oversight. So we'll do base first, and then we'll call it on the server game. Okay, let's see. Does that cause any errors? Yes. Oh, okay. So yeah, we need to create the cached handlers here. Okay, that's because we can see initialize less than 1,000. Okay, and it registers all the default handlers, I suppose. Alright, cool. So now we went ahead and connected it. I guess let's go ahead and add the networking GUI. What is it? Network. Yeah. Just so we can make sure things are connected. Perfect. Okay, so now we can do the first part of the server, which will be so this initialize part is just a simple ready check. It doesn't need any other data. Look and see. Okay, so we had the server controller, it's ready check manager. Well, the nice thing about this, I guess we should still use it. Nice thing about it, as well as it let you register this extra data that it worked for, that it waited for. But maybe we can actually just have that be, make it more generic and have this be a boolean to say that the server has all the extra data it needs. Okay, so yeah, we'll just use this as a base. See? Could even make it an abstract class. I don't know how useful that would be. Okay, so ready, check, helper. Okay, I did it with one too many brackets. So the server info is just going to be replaced with the connections, basically. Because we have this. Which is fine, I guess. Yeah, because this is like data for the specific ready check. Period, yeah. And we don't need this really, because then on the extra data part you would just always return true or set true. Yeah, we don't have the tick priority. I guess we should go ahead and instantiate that, because the server will probably have a separate priority. I guess I'll just say ready checks. We can add more as we need them. Oh, hey Maverick Kelly. Well, I'm glad that you're finding it useful. connections. What do they call it? Server tech priority. Did I not put it in the right? Oh, no, there it is. Okay, so this is on its way for a disconnection. I guess, I'll have a separate message for this. The server will watch for. Some components, and I'll make something new here. I'll just a disconnection. It's fine. Don't need all that now. Okay, let's see, what else? So we won't have this anymore. Which I guess, for better or for worse, this needs to be a bit more generic, I think. So let's see, constraints. Or, what should I call this? I guess we'll just call it server ready, because this is like a separate ready type from the server. There's no datas. Okay, so yeah, this other code basically, the server just got disconnected completely if it disconnected from one player, because in our other game we only supported like 2 connections, so one was the host, the other was just the client. But in this game there might be several clients, so yeah, I think we need to do this per connection. So let's call this on disconnection instead. So this could be the connection ID. So basically what we do is we go through these connections, and if we find the one with the matching connection ID, we would clear the timer. Okay, so for CY less than connections list. Oh, I forgot to say count here. So if connections list connection ID is the connection ID that just disconnected, then we remove, okay, this isn't a dictionary, so we're gonna have to, I guess we have the connection ID here too, so I can probably just loop through the data actually. Okay, so if data I.connection ID is this, then we will basically just remove it. And break. Okay, so this is when the outside class notifies the ready check that it's got a message. Okay, so server is ready. Oops. so this class basically it makes sure that each player was ready, but it assumed that there was only 2 players. So I'm not sure that we have to separate it out like that. Okay, first. Oh, we did. I didn't need to delete that get data actually, but too late now. We'll get. This is called data index for connection ID. Yeah, it's basically this right here. Oops. Oh, I can't type. Okay, so int index equals. We can change this a little bit, and then if index is greater than or equal to 0, then we just remove that entry. There we go. Oh, right, not I anymore. Okay, so index equals. Okay, so if index is less than 0, then we need to create a new one. Okay, so connection ID is connection ID. That's all we have to set right there. Else, oops. The connection data equals data at the index. Okay, and so now we reset the timer to the timeout period. And we also set servers ready to whatever is passed. Oh, one thing before we do this, we need to make sure that this connection ID is actually valid. Let's actually put that in the connections class. And what I mean by valid is basically, do we have a connection data for this ID? Connection, let's get data for ID. Okay, so if we kind of do exactly what we did before when we looped through the connection data back here, so I might as well just copy and paste it. Except here we actually return the object. Okay, and public bool. Let's make this helper here. And we'll just return get data for ID does not equal null. Okay, so connections dot is valid. I'll probably do this up front actually, because if it's not as valid, then we basically just don't care about this at all. So if not as valid, then we'll just return. We'll return false. Okay, so now we got that taken care of. So now we just loop through all the connection data to see if we have if we've received a ready check for every connection. If that's true, then we return true so that the code outside knows to send a message back to every client. Okay, so int I equals 0. So if data, so we already got this. Let's rename this to new. I should rename. This should be actually like ready check. Ready check state. That sounds better. Okay, state equals, or it's actually just index. I already have the index up there too, but I guess I can just reuse it. Index equals so now ready check state. Okay, I guess I should rename this as well. Okay, so if state dot timer is greater than 0, which means that this ready check has not expired, and state server ready, then we know it is ready. So we actually need to test for the opposite here. So if state, maybe it'd be easier, more obvious if I do something like this. So basically, if state timer greater than 0 and state server ready does not equal true, then we'll return false. And if we get past all that, then we'll return true. Hey Storm, I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing? Alright. So I don't need any of this anymore because I moved it all up. Okay, so if a player has notified us that they're not ready anymore, then we just will delete the data. So I guess I can move this out. Extract method, delete state. Oh good, I'm glad to hear it. Okay. Okay, this was just a helper function we had before. Don't really need it. Let's rename this to clear all. Well, I guess clear is fine. Doesn't make much difference. Oh really? I'll have to remember that brand. I've been thinking about buying some new headphones. I know that these don't have the best sound quality. I'm not that comfortable either, but okay, so here we just decrement the timer, and if the timer goes below 0, then we'll delete it. I haven't done this yet. Oops. Return integer, what is it? Server tick priority. Oops. ready checks. Okay, so now let's pick another class here, which would be for the, I guess, play phase. I don't want to make one class that handles everything. So for now I'll just do play phase initialization. It's probably a bit too specific actually, but it's, I guess that's not a problem. Okay, that is pretty expensive, but maybe when they go on sale. Alright, so we got the server controller. Okay, so this class will have a ready check helper, which is init ready check. Game and timeout period. I really should be a bit more cleaner with this. I'll just put it in here for now. So public float, say ready check period and 10 seconds. Okay. So now we need to register a couple messages. Specifically, when a player sends us a ready check and then we send one back. Or we send back that everybody's ready. Okay, so let's get on that. So we got message key. So client. Actually, we don't need this validate ask yet. Okay, so client play init ready check, and then we'll have the server oh hey Sukra, I think we're all doing pretty good. It's working on some netcode. How are you? Okay, so alright, so here we'll also register a handler. Okay, so we receive. Okay, I guess how I'll do it is this CRS will be who sends it, so when we receive something from the client. So handle ready check. Ooh, Outlast 2. Usually not into horror games, but it does look pretty good. Alright, just trying to get my thoughts in order here. Okay, so when we get the... I guess I need to make a ready check message. Which implements the message base so that we can send it over Unity's networking. So it's basically just holds a boolean, which is ready. So we get the ready check message. How did I not fix the namespace? Probably not. Okay, yeah, that makes sense, Sukra. This is really disturbing mood. Okay, so we'll read the message, and we want to get a ready check message from it. Thankfully, Unity will generate these conversions for us, so we just call this method. Can't talk. Let's say source connection ID, connection ID. And so what we'll want to do here, well, actually our ready check helper does it for us. So all, yeah, so if initialization ready check player notified ready, and we'll just always return true here. Then we need to send our message back over the network. So Unity link server send message all. Okay, so yeah, we get S because we're sending it from the server, and we would just send an empty message. Because, yeah. All right. Oh, okay, that's kind of cool. You can see the enumeration from here if you need to look it up real quick. I didn't know that. Alright, so one thing I wanted to do for sure is I need to have like a server state machine like I was explaining earlier. Because obviously we could only accept these ready checks if we're actually in the play phase. Maybe I should rename it phase, I wonder. Okay, so I'll just set play here. And I'll go ahead and just generate it right here. do it like this. So this would be, we have phase and state. Machine create, and we'll set the state to probably not the right namespace. Yep. Play. Alright, and then I need to generate this here. So we set the state here to play. Obviously this isn't final because we don't want to like hard code these values in, but for testing it's okay. And then write if. So we need to get the state machine, and basically if we're not expecting this ready check, then we won't accept it. Maybe I should be more specific here. Oops, what did I just do? So this would be play, initialize. Let's, state machine. Oh, thought it was going to auto type it for me. Controller game components. Int server components. Phase. Alright. And then we just check here if we're in the right one. Actually, once we send all this, then we would transfer to the to another phase, because the game should not send out this initialization ready check anymore. So I guess the next one is we'll wait for the like action choices. Okay. And then let's instantiate. Well, if I should do it before I start the server. And yeah, probably before I set this state. It's a new play phase initialization. Okay, so now we got the backend on the server ready. We also kind of need some automated ready check for client. So let me add this. And again, I'll go pull it from the chess game. Okay, so add ready check helper. I shouldn't name it the same thing, really, should I? Maybe instead of this being ready check, it should just be like a repeat message helper or something. Because its job is really just to keep on sending a message over and over. Why does it have this activatable? Oh, because when we activate it, it's going to keep on sending the message. That's fine, I think. Why do we have this initial wait period? Oh, I guess. Okay. Trying to decide if I want to keep that or not, just for simplicity. I guess I added it so that when I first call the, or when I first had this active, it wouldn't send the message right away, but I don't know if that's really needed. I guess it doesn't really cause any problems, so I'll leave it in case. I guess I don't really need to change anything here. Okay, so I'm trying to decide, do I want, for instance, the flow manager to handle sending the messages or not? And the tactical chess game, I tried to keep them separate, but I ended up having to do things a bit convolutedly, and I'm not sure how much it actually helped. Besides just creating a bunch of busy work. So let's see. Move this out, up. It's actually part of the game logic. And then maybe just have this available to be set. But on default, it will just be set to -1, so it will run before everything else. So really all I have to do is this flow manager will have, or should I, the flow manager shouldn't deal with this right away really. Okay, so I guess I need to make something else here. So play, initialize. And what this will do is handle sending that message when we're in the initialized state. Okay, so we'll need state machine. This is the match phase, and then we'll need a repeated message helper. Another thing we'll do here is networking, unity link, register. What is that? Oh, that's something from Unity. Okay, I was like, I don't remember doing that myself. Okay, so this will be, because we're waiting for the message from the server. Okay, this is on. And it's already message. Okay. So when we receive this, we need to send a message back to the flow manager so it would know to change to the, yeah, basically execute this code. We also need to send the message to the server that we're ready. Oh, that's part of the ready. That's part of this repeat helper that I was actually just about to do. All right, so repeat helper equals new controller game resend period. Okay, so it's working server game. We'll just use the let's write check period divided by 2. So send a net message. What is the argument? I don't remember there being a Boolean argument. Oh, okay. It's true if it's ready, false if it's not ready. Or false if it's set to not active. It is useful, but I think I'll take it out because we might use this for something besides a ready check. It's not even called the ready check helper anymore anyway. So we don't do that. Alright. Oh yeah, then we need to dispose of this. So say controller, disposable list, add repeat helper. Okay, and so when we send this message, it's networking, Unity link, client, send message, and we'll send the from the client. We'll have a new ready check. What is it? Networking. We got ready check message, and then we send ready as true. Okay, that's all we got to do there. So repeat helper will actually start as active. We might need to wait a little bit, actually. Yeah, so I might actually use that initialize initial wait period for this. Just let everything load. Actually, yeah. So we'll activate and deactivate this based on what the match phase is. Get or register state machine, and this is the play components. Yeah, match phase. Okay, and we'll subscribe to this, and then we'll use basically, we'll make sure the repeat helper does not ever send messages if it's outside of the initialization match phase. Okay, so repeat helper equals match phase state. Oh wait. So repeat helper active equals match stays fate equals match phase initialize. I'll just go ahead and call this right here. Why is it not like that? Oh, I'm missing a semicolon. And then, so when we receive this from the server, we can actually go ahead and set the repeat helper active to false, because we don't want to send another message. One thing I just remembered, does this clear itself when everything is ready? Oh no, it doesn't want to do that anymore actually. Okay, so yeah, when everything's ready, we want to make sure to clear this so that it doesn't keep on trying to do ready checks. Okay, now since initialization phase is pretty simple right now, I think I'll just use a simple message to send back to the flow manager that everything is ready. So on all ready. So controller, components, get or register. Okay, so this is init phase ready. And then we'll just call that right here. So I think I'm not missing anything. Let's get rid of some of these classes up here. And then back in the flow manager. Okay, so we got controller, components, get or register, message, play comps dot init phase ready. Okay, and then we want to subscribe. And we'll call on init phase ready. Okay, let's move this down. Okay, so now we'll just do this right here. So we actually don't need this tick at all. Okay, I'll just leave that stuff commented in case I have to change it in the future. Alright, so now, not quite ready to play. I've got to add the initialization phase manager right here. So let's see what happens. Can I play some electronic music? I don't have control over what this radio plays. So hopefully it'll play some pretty soon. Okay, so it's not registered. Ready check helper at 36. Oh, I did that weird, didn't I? This should be server components. I think you said it right. Can I play some electronic music? Yeah, that's good English. Yeah, I would play it for you, but like I said, I can't skip a song on here. Alright, that's what I was looking for. Okay, so now something else is missing. At 38. Oh yeah, I didn't. Okay. Well, why didn't I just use get or register like I was supposed to? What am I doing? Let's try it again. Okay. We did have another error. Oops. Let's see, where is this? Oh, it doesn't take me to it. Networking server ready check helper 81. Oh, this is just full of bugs, isn't it? Oh, of course, I need to check to make sure the index is not null. Oh, and then also I need to add any new stage that we create right here. x is greater than equal to 0. Yeah, so I also need to return false right here. I wish I could condense that somehow, but now it seems to be. Okay, so we're still sending ready messages. I guess something on the server is not working right. So we know that this was called, but I guess it never gets this far. So what do I want to do? Oh, I did this backwards. Add it right here. That was a problem. I was making a copy of it, but then yeah, just the problem is I create the new state but don't add it to the list, so it doesn't go anywhere. Okay, yeah, so now the server sent the already, and now the turn starts, so I guess I can try and move the monster now. Okay, so we set up the netcode basically. Okay, so again, I just finished the project, but I still have like 10 minutes. Let's I guess start on the next thing. So we move to the choice phase. So I don't want to do the mod loading yet, because that's like a huge project. Although I guess it might not be a bad idea. But that's what we actually want to do here. Alright, Storm, thanks for stopping by. Have a good night. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so let's think of all the phases here. So this is where the player is basically choosing what they want to do. It actually would probably have several parts, because you could, for instance, click on a monster and see all the abilities, and then you click on the ability and you have to choose a specific target. But we can't really do that until we do mods, so we might need to do that sooner or later. But in terms of netcode, we get the option and then we'd send it to the server. Actually, maybe all the netcode part would just be in the ordering part. Well, I guess we can send the option, and then we'd also send that we're ready. And then on the sort, on the ordering phase, it would ask the server to get all of the turn choices. Then it would sort them, send them back to the server, and then once every player has gotten them, then they would signal ready. Okay, so the choice subphase, yeah, we just send option and say that we're ready. Okay, so yeah, we'll signal. So we'll need another ready check here. As well as some way to put these actions on over the internet. So it uses this. I'm trying to see how I structured it. Okay, so I did have this turn option chooser. The switch will probably be a lot more complicated, but for now it's pretty easy. Okay, so I guess I'd need another class that sends the choices to the server. Okay, so let's see. All right. So choice. I guess I just call it choice. Ready check. Oh, I know, I'll call it choice finalizer. Because it sends that to the server, make sure it's okay. Oops, don't need that backspace. So we'll need another repeat to send our ready checks. In fact, I can probably copy a lot. Let's close those again from here. So, but we don't actually need the match phase, we just need the choice phase. It's still a state machine. So the repeat helper. Oh. And then it's on the signal ready state. So actually, we might need a message back as well. Because the choice subphase or this choice phase manager should be the only class that advances the state just for safety. And we'll turn this to signal ready. So let's make a couple more messages here. So we got the client, play, choice, ready check. Also client, play, choice, actions. And then the server, play, choice, ready check, when everybody has signal that they're ready and we've gotten the actions from everyone. The reason these are separate is because this one needs to keep being sent repeatedly, but we don't want to have to send all the data each time, so we'd only send this one the first time. Where was I? I'll get rid of this so I don't accidentally edit it. So this is now, oops, I think I accidentally pressed an F button. Oh, it's starting to debugging, I don't need that. Stop, please. Okay, so server, play choice ready check, and be on all ready message. I guess I'll just how come, I guess, did I delete it already? And this will be a choice phase ready. Let's actually call it that doesn't make much difference. And then what we do is back here on the choice phase manager, when it receives this message, it would know to change the phase to complete. So subscribe, new, simple listener on oh, I don't need to call it right there. So private void on all ready. And I'll do these little checks to make sure everything stays consistent. So it goes complete. Okay, so now that's all hooked up. So we name send ready check message. Also, when we first change the signal ready, we should send the action message. What am I looking for? Right, if state Okay. So when we first enter the state, then we'll call void send action list message. And actually we should just provide it with an action list. To do that, we also need to get this object. Oops. Fingers aren't cooperating today. And so we say selected actions value, and this will have the action list that we want to send over the network. So we really just need to create an action list message which inherits from message base. Now, the only problem, I think, oh no, we can't, because see, you can't send a list over the network, you have to send an array. Which, I mean, they're easily convertible between each other. I think, yeah, we could send this action just how it is, but what if in the future we have to add a list? So I'll probably create classes here to help. So class action. I don't want to call it a network action because that kind of implies something else. Okay, so action message is kind of longer than it needs to be, but let's kind of copy these over. Can send enumerations, and Unity will handle transforming them to and from their integers and things like that. So action list message item. So I might change, because the one problem is that, well, I guess we just have to make sure that they stay synchronized, because I was going to say that we're sending a player and monster index, so yeah, we just need to make sure that they're always synchronized between all the players. So I guess we'll just assume that. I could just create the method here that transforms this into the action list message. Yeah, why not? That way it can be called by anybody who needs it. I less than message items length I plus plus, then message items I equals actions I to message item. So let's see what this looks like. And this is actually pretty simple. Okay, you can do monster first. I was thinking about the player, but... Here we'll just send networking, Unity link, client, send message, and client play choice. Oh, that's already check. So we just send list to message. Okay, that was actually pretty simple. So now I need to do the part where the server handles all these messages, but we're out of time, so I'll do that tomorrow. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching and chatting. We had quite a bit of people here today, so I'm happy about that. Feel free to follow, and then you'll know that I'll go live tomorrow at 5 Eastern, and we'll continue where I left off. Alright, thanks again everybody. Have a good night. Bye-bye.